people and there are a few voices, in my opinion, that need to be called out.
To imagine some years ago that I would actually be hitting my prime when I'm in my 40s would be a little difficult to consume because there is a shelf life for actresses.
I would expect nothing less when I'm working with Alia.
An extremely intriguing trailer, great performances, and innumerable memes later, Darling's Netflix next film is surely hitting all the right notes and piquing everyone's interest. And today I'm going to speak to the actors Alia Bhatt, Shefali Shah, and Vijay Varma with their director Jasmeet. Hi, welcome to the Quint.
Hi.
Alia, I'll start with you. Firstly, congratulations. This is a year that you've added many firsts to. Yeah. And I hope that it continues to be so as well for you.
The Chinese calendar is going to call this year, 2022, as Year of Alia.
That's a good one. Since you have turned producer for this one, and we've always seen you in front of the camera, dabbling between the two hats of an actor and producer, did you find yourself, did you find it challenging, or did you find yourself dabbling or leaning towards one of them even more?
Of course, during the shooting process, I was leaning towards the actor way more. I think I was 98% actor and 2% producer. It has only been a journey and experience of learning and understanding. I'm so interested in general the way films are made, the way it comes together. Being a part of this film, not just as an actor but also as a producer, I've understood so much that goes beyond even the creative stage. Like, one is getting the script in order, shooting the film, and then as an actor your job kind of ends there. But then as a filmmaker, it doesn't end there. And I consider myself a creative producer. I'm not really a producer. Like, in my opinion, like, I will always be involved on a creative level, kind of giving my instincts on what can be, what cannot be. But at the end of the day, it's all catering to one vision, which is the director's vision. So I think now my involvement is just on that, like looking at the film as a whole and kind of presenting it to the audience in its best, beautiful way.
And that surely translates onto screen easily when you're so involved in the film. Jasmeet, like we were talking earlier, first film as a director, and you've chosen to direct a dark comedy. Every time I watch a dark comedy, I'm thinking, it's so difficult to tell it. Like, you need to make sure that the sense of humor, the suspense, or also the message that you're trying to give, it needs to weave in really beautifully together. So, did you find it challenging at all, or did you think that this is a challenge that I want to take up?
This is a challenge I want to take up, for sure. I love that genre. I love watching films like Andhadhun, Jojo Rabbit, Parasite. I love that. But that was not the intention it was not the intention to write Darlings because of that. It was inherent in the story. The storyline was about a mother-daughter trying to bring the daughter's life on track by correcting something that the husband is doing wrong, okay? And then they come up with wacky ideas to do that. So inherently there was humor in the one-line story that one had conceived. But dark comedy is a tricky genre. Everything has to, the collaboration has to be very, very interesting. So actors, all our actors are really talented. Along with actors, also the score, the background score, the sound design, everything has to come together really well, because you can't take it a notch higher or lower. And, because lower can fall flat and higher can be caricaturish. So I had wonderful actors, all of them, and whatever I wished for happened gratefully.
Shefali, you are somebody who's been in the industry for a really long time. Looking at 2022, would you consider that we've moved on from the times where women didn't have roles that were so beautifully sketched out in comparison to what they have today?
Well, I have to say that OTT kind of opened the doors for me, particularly Delhi crime. It kind of put it, all throughout, I've been lucky to have the appreciation, but it didn't translate into the kind of work I wanted to do. And to imagine some years ago that I would actually be hitting my prime when I'm in my 40s would be a little difficult to consume because there is a shelf life for actresses, to say so. I kind of...
shelf life.
So-called shelf life.
Yeah.
Pehle to it was just 18 to 22. They unfortunately had an expiry date.
Yeah.
After that, they were mother, grandmother, great-grandmother. Straight. From 22, you go to straight that. But, that kind of really broke it for me. And the kind of work that I did last year, first, I haven't done so much work in my entire life put together that I did last year. And all amazing stuff. So I'm thrilled, touch wood, I'm thrilled for people to think of me as the lead or parallel lead finally at this age. It's breaking a norm.
Alia, is that something with your production now? Would you like to kind of continue this, make films or series that are more women-centric, more fleshed out characters? Is that something you'd like to dabble into a bit more?
I'm saying in general, characters should be fleshed out. Whether
Yeah.
they're for a man, a woman, or anyone. But actually, what I want to focus on is to give new talent opportunities. That's actually something I want to even say, like, through interviews, through this promotion, is that we are looking to kind of work with new writers, new directors, and help put their projects together and make it happen, because there's a lack of that, of writing talent and directing talent. I feel like that's something that we need to bring more writers together and tell them that, listen, this is a safe place and we got you and we're going to make it happen. And at the end of the day, no matter what anybody says, if it's not in the written word, nothing can save it. So the writers need to be empowered more, and I think that's something that I really want to focus on, and I think I'm very excited to bring that to life.
Vijay, you of course have always been appreciated for the work you've done, and in this one you're working with two other really powerful performers.
Yeah.
Is there a moment from the set, any moment that kind of made you feel overwhelmed, or something that stayed with you after the shooting was over?
There's a particular scene that I play out with Alia Bhatt in the film, and it's a very elevated, emotionally powerful scene. And I finished that scene and I walked up to Alia. I said, I've probably been the most enriching and true and present moment, and a moment of innovation within the moment happened with her. And I would expect nothing less when I'm working with Alia. And I've had few moments like that with Alia. I've had few moments like that with Shefali, where we surprise each other. There's a moment where I'm supposed to accidentally, like, we're playing carom in the, my hands are tied, and I'm whatever. And the script says he does the shot, and it's supposed to hit Shamshu's character, and in the head, there's no way anybody can actually aim it.
Time that.
He nailed it.
But it happened every time in her clothes and my clothes. It's happening. So
It's okay. And everyone was like,
Sorry, I was very happy because we got the shot, but I was
There's no-
I was like,
Alia was
you can't do this without somebody cheating.
it's not
not supposed to
possible.
happen.
spinning like that. Can
So things were falling.
Sorry, but yeah,
No.
but we got the shot.
Things were falling in places.
Alia, before we go, one last question for you. We're going to go a little away from darlings and ask, we're in 2022 today, and unfortunately, more than male actors, female actors' choices are questioned. And you're somebody who'll always call them out.
Yeah.
Don't you think like it's really unfortunate?
I think it's just a few people, to be very honest, that one needs to question. And when I say few, I don't know the number of people, but what I mean is unanimously, if you ask me, there has been a lot of change, and there's been a lot of acceptance in the right way. I mean, acceptance though should have always been there, but there's like, with the newer generation and just general dialogue in a positive way, in my opinion, it's in the right place. But there are a few people and there are a few voices, in my opinion, that need to be called out and that need to be questioned and that need to be shut down on a regular basis, because that's the only way they learn and they'll feel embarrassed. So honestly speaking, like today, even when I'm asked a question which I find uncomfortable, I don't find it uncomfortable. I first want to make the person uncomfortable for asking me that question. In today's day and age, if I don't question your question, then shame on me, So yeah, speaking about calling out and all, I think that just comes naturally anymore. I just don't have the palate for it. I'm sorry. Like, I just cannot tolerate stupid questions and stupid comments. It just doesn't
Yes,
work.
that's the only way to correct it, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kindly, but firmly.
All right, thank you so much, everyone, and good luck for Darlings. I love it, and I'm quite certain it's going to be phenomenal.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.